So what we discussed in the last lecture?
Oracle 19's installation in virtual machine minutes.
Okay. So let me start.
We have discussed architecture of database.
Okay, so we discussed about the Oracle database architecture. Now let me start.
DB writer and log writer process you have explained.
All right. So this is the machine which we have installed yesterday, and let me start your machine now. Okay, so I just started the machine which we created yesterday. Now what I can see that this is the server that we created. Okay, this is the server that we created, and on the top of this server we have installed this Oracle 19c database. So this is your server. Okay, and we have installed Oracle Enterprise Linux 7.9 version. On the top of that we have installed our Oracle 19c database. Now let me start the server. Okay, so my server is up and running, and I'm going to take the remote, I'm going to take the SSH of my server. So if I go here, here I can see that there is this session. I'll just open that. Let me log in with the help of Oracle, and then I'll show you how you can start your Oracle database. Okay, I'll show you how you can start your Oracle database. So whenever you want to start your Oracle database, first of all you need to set up your Oracle home and Oracle SID. There are two things you need to set. One we call it as a Oracle home, and second thing we need to set Oracle SID. So what is this Oracle home? Oracle home is the location where my software is available. Oracle home is the location where my software has been installed, and Oracle SID is basically the name of your database, the name of your database, that is called Oracle SID. Now this Oracle home and Oracle SID details we have already mentioned into a file. We called it as a bash profile file, right? Yesterday we created one bash profile, and there I have mentioned that what is my Oracle home and what is my Oracle SID. So if that details is available inside the bash profile, you don't need to set explicitly. If it is available into the bash profile, you don't need to set explicitly, because if I try to do echo $oracle_home, and if I'm getting the output, this value is coming from bash profile. If I do echo $oracle_SID, I got the prime, because in my bash profile, this is the bash profile that we have created. This is a hidden file, and in this hidden file my Oracle home and Oracle SID is already mentioned here. Okay, now I don't need to set the Oracle home and Oracle SID because it is already been set in the bash profile. So what I will do, I'll simply fire a command like SQL+/sysdb, and I will get connected to the SQL+ utility. Whenever you get the message like connected to idle instance, you remember that it is the database which is not running right now. The database instance is not running. So if I want to start a database, I'll simply fire a command like startup, and that will start your Oracle database. So I simply fire a command like startup, and it has started running your Oracle database. Now I want to check whether my database is running or not. So I'll simply fire a command like select name, open_mode from 𝐷$database. This will tell me whether my database is running or not. So I can see here that the name of my database is prime, and currently my database is up and running. The name of my database is prime, and currently my database is up and running. This is the status of my database. If you want to know that what is the instance status, you can also fire the command like on server level. You can simply fire a command like ps-em grep pmon. There is a process called pmon process. that will tell you whether your instance is running or not, but it does not give you guarantee that your database instance is completely running. Completely running means there are stages are there like no mount, mount and open. I'll discuss about that, but it does not give you guarantee that your database is completely in the read and write. It can be in mount stage also, and then also you can see that your instance is running, but at least your database instance is in no mount stage. Okay, it's not completely down. So whenever you want to know that whether any instance is running or not on this database, you can simply fire a command like ps --grep pmon, or you can directly connect to that database and check whether that database is running or not. Now when we were discussing about the Oracle architecture, when we were discussing about the Oracle architecture, I have shown you one diagram here, right? If I go here, let me open this diagram, copy it, and let's open this diagram. Yeah, let me take this diagram here. Now here we discuss about the component of your Oracle database till now, but if you scroll it down, you can see there is a some of the important files are there. We called it as a parameter files. Now what is this parameter files? What is this parameter file? We are going to discuss about this file. We called it as a parameter file. So parameter file in our Oracle database, all the parameters in our Oracle database, whatever parameters are there, all that parameters will be stored under a file. We call it as a parameter file. Whatever parameters you have in your Oracle database, that parameter will be stored under a file. We call it as a parameter files. Now what are those parameters? Like we have a parameter like what is the name of your database, okay, what is the size that you are going to allocate to your SGA, what is the size of your database buffer cache, what is the size of your redo-log buffer, everything. So you are going to specify somewhere, right, that information, that what is the name of your database, from where that information is coming. You need to write down information into some configuration files, and that configuration file we call it as a parameter file. Now what is the location of this parameter file? The location of this parameter file is Oracle home DBS location. In this location that parameter file will be available, and this parameter file will be created automatically as soon as you are doing the Oracle database installation, because at the time of installation you are going to specify that okay, this is the name of my database, this is the character set, this is the size of my this is the memory that I'm allocating to the database. All that information will be going into a file. We call it as a parameter file. So there are two type of parameter files are there in the Oracle database. There are two type of files are available in the Oracle database. One we called it as the SP file, and another file we call it as a P file. This SP file will be your binary file. This is a binary file, and this P file is your text file. Now this SP file will be created automatically at the time of Oracle database installation. Where is that? Oracle home DBS location, SP file, database name .ora. This is the way your name of your SP file will be there, but you cannot see the content of this file. You cannot see the content of this file because this is a binary file. So what is this P file then? P file is also a parameter file only. By any chance, maybe you are in a situation where you want to see all the parameters of your Oracle database. Okay, whenever you want to see the parameter of your Oracle database in SP file, you are going to fire a command like show parameter and parameter name. Let's say the parameter name is SGA. I want to see the all the parameters value of SGA. You can fire a command like show parameter SGA. But many times you are in a situation where you want to alter this SP file, you want to make some changes into the parameter file. So when you want to make some changes into the SP file, you need to use a command like alter system set, something like this. You need to fire a command like, basically you need to write down SQL related command to make the changes into the SP file. But If you want to make the changes manually itself by using VI editor, you want to make the changes, that is not possible into the SP file. Why? Because it is a binary file. If you want to make the changes into the SP file, you cannot directly go into that SP file and make the changes by using VI editor. That is not possible because it is a binary file. That file will be corrupted. But if you want to make the changes into the parameter, you can do that by using the P file, because P file is a text file. So you can directly go to that P file, make the changes, and you can start your database with the P file. So P file and SP file you can create vice versa. It is possible. You can create SP file from P file to SP file you can create. But when you are firing, like I just fire a command like startup. So don't assume that both the files has been picked up. No, Oracle will pick up by default SP file only because it is a binary file. So SP file have more preference. SP file have more preference compared to the P file. And P file will not be created automatically. But if you want to create a P file from SP file, you can create P file. And if you want to start a database by using P file, you need to explicitly mention that startup no mount P file equals to, you need to mention the P file name. Then your database will start with the P file. So when you are starting your Oracle database, whatever parameters which are available under that file will be read by the Oracle database instance and it will go into the memory then. Now what I mean to say that from P file you can create a SP file, but when you fire a startup command, if you simply fire a startup command, you did not mention that which file needs to be picked up. So by default it will pick up the SP file only. Which file it will pick up? By default it will pick up the SP file only. But by any chance, if this SP file is not available, you assume a situation that SP file got deleted, then your database will start with the P file automatically. Then your database will start with the P file. But again, P file will not be available automatically. So how do I know that whether my database has been started with SP file or P file? When I fire a command like startup, you can see these many parameters are there, and this is the memory that is allocated to this database buffer, redo log buffer here, right? So all these details are coming from your SP file only. So if I connect to the database, if I fire SQL plus /sysdb show parameter SP file, if I fire a command like show parameter SP file, when I fire this command, I can see that my database has been started with the SP file. What is the location? Oracle home, DBS, SP file, database instance name .ora. So when I fire a command like show parameter SP file, I can tell that, okay, my database has been started with SP file. My database has been started with SP file. I can clearly say that, okay, my database has been started with SP file. If I try to go to that location, let me open a duplicate tab, log in with the Oracle. If I go to that location, cd $oracle_home, cd dbs location, ls-lrt, this is the SP file that I have shown you now. My database has been started with SP file, database name .ora. If I try to open this file, if I go here and try to open this file, you can see on the top, this is a binary content. So this file is a binary file, even though you can see some of the content are text, but if you make some changes into this file will be corrupted. So do not make any changes into this file. So what this file contain, you can see that there is a parameter. This is called parameter, and this is the parameter value. What is this? Control file and control file location. What is the database name? What is the destination? What is the local listener name? How many open cursors are there? All these things you can see over here. What is the memory that you allocate to your SGA? You can see it is, you have allocated 1.6 GB around. So this is a parameter and this is the value. What is the language of your database? It's America, USA language. So you can see this is the database instance and this is a memory. All your Oracle database related parameters are available into this parameter file. So the important parameters, that is like your database name and the location of your control file is available over here. The location of control file is available over here. But what I want to do, create p file from sp file. Right now I don't have p file, but if I fire this command create p file from sp file, and if I go to this location ls-lrt, here I can see that the p file has been created. Init database name .ora. If I try to open this file, I can see same to same content which was available into sp file. Whatever content was there into sp file, I can see all that content over here now. It is the same thing. It is the same thing that you saw into the sp file. And by any chance, if I want to make any changes into this file, let's say my manager is saying that change the processes count from 300 to 400, I can simply do that by going into this file. I can manually do that. But now the problem is that my database has been started with which file? sp file. So even though if I'm making any changes into this p file, that will not be affect to my currently running instance, because my database has not started with p file. If I'm making changes into the p file, my database should be started with the p file only, not with the sp file. Okay, but you can create a file vice versa, from sp file to p file you can create, p file to sp file you can create. So I just showed you how to create a p file. I just showed you how to create this p file. Now if you go here, I have sp file, I have a p file, but currently my database is started with the sp file only. What I can do, I can shut down this database, and if I want to start my database with p file, I can simply start my database with the p file also, but the preference will be always there with the sp file only. That's the problem. Like, if you want to start explicitly with the p file, you need to mention that startup no mount p file equals to your p file location. Otherwise your database will start with the, but normally in the real-time production environment, we always start with the sp file. Startup no mount p file equals to, and you can mention the p file location. So this is the p file. If I fire this command, okay, I got the error message because I'm not in the dbs location. Go to the dbs location where your p file is available, or you can directly mention the path itself from the starting. So I'll say SQL plus, and I'll simply fire this command. If I run this command now, my database has been started with the p file. Whatever parameters are available inside that p file, it has been taken now. Show parameter sp file. If I fire this command, you need to fire this command show parameter sp file only, but here it is now blank, and earlier it was showing some path. So that time the database was started with the sp file, but now my database has been started with the p file. But always start the database with the sp file only. There are certain scenarios like in the restoration where you need to start your database with p file, but usually always start your database with the sp file only. Understood?
Sir, repeat one time, sir. sp file and p file.
Everyone?
sp file and p file, repeat one time, sir. Create.
What about others?
Sir, I just want to ask one question. One time in a production environment, I have seen that database is started with the p file, and I asked the engineer that why it's started with p file. He didn't answer. He said just started with p file. Any specific reason that
maybe your sp file was not available? Maybe there is a chances that your sp file someone deleted that, or maybe it is not there. But if you start your database with the p file, okay, and that p file is not up to date, okay, then that's a problem. Okay, then that's a problem. I'll show you that how you can make the changes into the sp file and p file in just 2 minutes. But before that, I want to understand from everyone that whether you understood what is sp file and p file. Can you please use the chat option and say yes, no, whatever it is. Okay. Drupal is saying yes, this is saying yes, Riyaz is saying yes, Nice is saying yes. Okay. Everyone is saying fantastic. Okay, nice. So if I want to create SP file to P file and P file to SP file, very simple. Again, I'll do that. Create P file from SP file. That's how you can create. Okay. But how currently I got started with the P file only. Now, what are all activities that we do on the parameter level?
Sir, we have to name that SP file, or like it is simply SP file?
No, that is a standard name. Init SP file, not init. SP file database name dot ora. Okay. This is the standard name. SP file and then database name dot ora, whatever database name.
Like in my office, there is a test database. On that, I just ran the show parameter SP file. So it is like saying SP file dbats01. Like why it is like that?
Then the dbts01 should be the database instance name.
Okay.
This is the database instance name.
Yeah.
Now we have created this P file. Okay. So as a DBA, what is my responsibility? Okay. As a DBA, what is my responsibility that we are doing on the parameter level? Okay, that's the next thing. So we got to know that, okay, there are two type of parameters are there. Okay, we got to know that there are two type of parameter files are there. One we called it as a SP file and another is a P file. Okay, that is what we got to know. Now the question is like, okay, what is my responsibility in the parameter, like what I do in the parameter level, right? What I need to do on the parameter file level. Okay, what I'm doing here. So basically you're responsible to change the parameter. Basically you're responsible to change a parameter. So in the SP file and P file level, there is a parameter called processes. Okay, I'm just taking one example of any one parameter, and if you know how to change one parameter, you can easily change the other parameter. All the parameters will change the way you are doing. Other parameters will change like that only. Whenever I want to change a parameter in the Oracle database, there will be a question in your mind that do I need to shut down the database? Okay. And as a DBA, why we are working as a Oracle DBA, my database should be up and running 24/7. Okay, there should not be any downtime. But there will be certain scenario in the Oracle database which are expecting that your database you need to restart. Okay, many times, like if any device get damaged, like even our laptop, if it is not responding properly, what we do, we restart the machine, right? So certain scenarios are there in the Oracle database, like changing a parameter where you need to restart the database. But all the parameters you don't need to, when you are changing the parameter, all the parameters, like let's say example, some of the parameters in which you need to restart a database, and some of the parameters are there which will be changed immediately. Immediately means you don't need to restart a database. When your database is up and running, that parameters will be changed. You don't need to restart a database. So how do I know that, okay, this parameter, for this parameter I need to restart a database, for this parameter I don't need to restart a database? So based on that, there are two type of parameters are there. Now when I'm discussing parameter, there are two type of parameters are there in the Oracle database. One we call it as a dynamic parameter. Another thing we called it as a static parameter. There are two type of parameters are there in the Oracle database: dynamic parameter and static parameter. Dynamic parameters means the parameters which will be changed immediately. That is called dynamic parameter. Static parameters means the parameters which needs a database restart is required. That is called static parameter. There are two type of parameters are there: dynamic parameters and static parameter. So dynamic parameters means the parameters which will be changed immediately. That is called dynamic parameter. Static parameter means in which you need to restart your database. So what Oracle is doing, like, all the information Oracle will store into the metadata tables. Like metadata tables means, like if I want to know what is the name of my database, there is a database table is there, we call $database. This is a database table. This is a metadata table. How this metadata table has been created? Automatically at the time of Oracle database installation. If I want to know about the parameter, there is a metadata table called 𝐕_parameter, in which all the parameter information is mentioned. All the parameter related information is mentioned into this parameter, 𝐕_parameter. So this table will tell me about whether it is a dynamic parameter or whether it is a static parameter. So I'll take one example of dynamic parameter. So there is a parameter called open cursor. Okay, open cursor. This is a dynamic parameter. How I come to know? I'll describe one table called 𝐕_parameter. This will give me all the columns information under this table. So there is a one column called _is modifiable. Is modifiable. And there is another column called name. So this name is basically the name of parameter, and this is modifiable will tell me whether it is a dynamic parameter or static parameter. So if I fire select name comma is modifiable from 𝐕_parameter where name equals to open cursor, CURSORS. When I fire this command, I got the output like immediate. Immediate means this is a dynamic parameter. Dynamic parameters means you don't need to restart a database. So what is the value of my open cursors? What is the value of my open cursors? If I fire show parameter, okay, where my database is started with the SP file now, right? So what I will do, first of all, I'll shut down this database and I'll fire a startup command. As soon as I fire a startup command, my database will started by using the SP file. I'll just simply fire a command startup. So let me shut down the database and let me fire the startup command. Shut down immediate. So this is the way you are going to shut down your database. Okay, so I just shut down the database and let me fire startup command. Okay, just give me a minute, guys. Someone is knocking my door. So I just started my database. Okay, So I want to know whether my database has been started with the SP file or P file. So I'll fire a command like show parameter SP file. Here I can see that my database has been started with SP file only. Here I can see that my database has been started with SP file only. Because by default, when I fire a startup command and SP file is available, then it will pick up the SP file only. Now I want to know what is the parameter value of open cursor. So show parameter open cursor CURSORS. Here I can see that the open cursor value is 300. From where this value is coming? The value is coming from the SP file only. I can see it is a 300. Now what I need to do, I got the message from my team that you need to change this value from 300 to 400, something like this. So what I will do, I'll simply fire a command like alter system set open cursors equals to 400 scope equals to both. I fired this command, and if I'm trying to check what is my open cursor value, I can see that it has been changed to 400. Why it has been changed without restarting the database? Because this is a dynamic parameter. When it is a dynamic parameters, it will change immediately. No need to restart the database. No need to restart the database. No restart. But if it is a static parameter, I'll tell you one example of static parameter like show parameter processes PROCESSES. If you fire this command, the processes value is 300. Now if it is a static parameter, then if you are using the same command, I'm using the same command on the top, alter system set processes equals to 400 scope equals to SP file. If I use this command and if I try to check show parameter processes again, I still see it is a 300 only. The processes count has not been changed. The processes count has not been changed. It has not been changed. Now why it has not been changed? Because it is a static parameter. How I come to know that whether it is a static parameter? Again, I can fire this command. I can go to the $parameter table and I can check all the parameters will be available under this $parameter. If I go here, I can see it is a false. Previously it was immediate. For open cursor it was immediate. For processes it is a false. So when you see the output, it is showing it as false, it means it is a static parameter. So what I need to do, I need to just shut down the database and I'll start my database. There is no command to restart the database. Okay, I need to shut down it and then I need to fire a startup command. After the restart, you can see that your processes has been changed from the 300 to 400 because it is a static parameter. So whenever you are changing any parameter, whenever you get an opportunity to change any parameter, first of all, you need to ensure that whether it is a static parameter or dynamic parameter. If it is a static parameter, it means you need to restart a database, but don't restart a database on your own. You need to take the approval from your client. You need to take the approval from your client. So I just restarted my database, and if I'm checking show parameter processes, it has been changed to the 400 now. Earlier it was 300, but now it has been changed to the 400. Okay. So this open cursor parameter is mostly used by the PL SQL programmer. They write down the procedures and all. There they use the cursor related programming, in which how many number of open cursors will be there. That has a restriction to 300. But if they want to use more, then they will ask you to change to 400. This processes count is also like that, like how many processes can be run on your Oracle database parallelly. So maximum 300 processes can run. But many times in a situation that when you have multiple users are getting connected to the Oracle database and they are performing multiple tasks at a time, then this 300 count is not sufficient. You need to increase that. but you cannot increase drastically from 300 to 3000 or 4000, because if you are increasing, if you are not giving a limit to this processes count or open cursor count, then what will happen? Your database performance will be down. So we slowly increase the count as per the demand. Okay, so it is a combination of your hardware as well as software, right? If you are increasing the number of processes count to 300 to 400, parallelly you need to increase the hardware also. Okay, if you have a laptop which is saying that you have a laptop with i3 processor, that can go max to max 12 GB of RAM, right? More than that it cannot go. So accordingly you need to increase the processor also to i3 to i5, and then you can increase the RAM. So it is a combination of multiple things. So this is the way you can change a parameter. If it is a static parameter, you need to restart a database. If it is a dynamic parameter, you need to, if it is a dynamic parameter, then you can directly make the changes without restarting the database. So whatever changes I have done till now, all that changes is available into the SP file only, not in the P file. Okay, not in the P file. And there is not required also as of now, because my database is started with the SP file only. And if you try to go and try to open this P file, processes, it's still showing as 300, open cursor is still showing it as 300 only. It has not been changed. But what I can do, if I do create P file from SP file, if I'm creating a new P file, it will override the existing file. If I'm creating a new P file and if I open it one more time now, you can see that it has been changed to 400 now. Open cursors and processes count has been changed to 400 because I created a new P file, updated P file, the latest one. So whatever parameters which were there into the SP file, all that parameters is now available with the P file. But this parameter in the P file will be utilized only when you are starting your database with the P file. Otherwise, it will not be used. It will be like that only. Understood? Everyone? Can you please use the chat option and say yes, no, whatever it is? Reyes is saying yes, Justin is saying yes. Nice. All right, everyone is able to understand. Let me know if you have any questions we can discuss.
Sir, if my database is started with the SP file, then P file, then when I change the parameter, then how it will do? It will automatically update, or we have to update manually?
When your database is started with the P file, you are going to make the changes into the P file only, not with the SP file. Okay.
So if we change, then we have to
recreate. You need to recreate that P file or SP file. So let's take an example that I started my database with P file. Okay. And I have made some changes into the P file. But I want that changes to go into the SP file also. So what I will do?
Yes.
I'll create a new SP file. I'll say create SP file from P file. That's it. So whatever changes are available, that will go there.
Ankush, in production, which one is the recommended, SP file or
SP
P
file only. Oracle cannot take the backup of P file. Okay. Oracle is only able to take the backup of SP file. So certain scenario where we start our database with P file for the temporary purpose, but again then we switch to the SP file only. Okay. So always
switching doesn't impact the production.
No, nothing. Switch means we shut down the database and then we start with the SP file only. Okay, I'll show you those scenario in the future lecture, especially in the RMAN backup and recovery. But as of now, just keep it in your mind that start your database always with the SP file. Okay, don't start with the P file, because if you are making some changes into the SP file, okay, that changes will not be backed up by the RMAN. RMAN is a utility to take the backup. That will not be backed up.
So process 400 means 4 CPU. Is that right? Process 400 means, is that the 4 CPU?
No. Processes is one of parameter, okay, and this is the value. Okay, CPU is all about the hardware component of your server. Okay, and processes is just the logical parameter. Like how many people can connect to the Oracle database? See, if you take the example of IRCTC in India, there is some restriction, right? That at a time, maybe 1 lakh people can connect to the IRCTC, not more than that. So they are restricting the number of users to get connected at a time. Why? Because if lot of people are connecting, even a lot of people are connecting to my website at a time, my website will be crashed. That is there. It will be crashed. I know that. So because my website is not supporting more than 1000, I know that. So we are restricting that people. How we are restricting? By setting up this parameter only.
Whatever changes made in the processes and cursors, that request will be made by the developers or based on what?
Developer. That is the reason we are not much worried about that. If they ask, we do, and this is the way we are changing that.
At what time they may ask request us to change it?
Now, see, they are doing their work. Okay,
Okay.
they are doing their work, and if they face the challenges, they will ask us. Okay, and many times these processes can't reach a certain time. Like let's say in the business hours, we will get the OEM message saying that okay, this process count has been reached to 300 and 400, so you need to increase that.
And Ankush, this path is automatically created, the DBS folder and all these things.
Automatically, correct. All your Oracle database related files will be there under Oracle Home. Your password file, your SP file, everything.
Sir, one question. If I am using P file, then how I am not using SP file, I'm just using P file. Then how I will make changes on that?
You can directly go into the P file and make the changes. Open the P file by using vEditor and make the changes. See, if I want to change it to 300 to 400, right? This is my P file only. If I want to make the changes, I'll just go here. I'll make it 500 and just start your database with this P file. Just start your database with this P file. Your data.
I need to restart the database or it will reflect?
No, automatically it will not reflect. See, my currently database is running with which file? SP file, correct?
SP file, yes.
I don't want to use SP file now. So I will shut down the database. I'll shut down the database and start with which file?
P file.
P file. And what will be my process count then? It is 500. But 500, but where? P file or SP file?
It's in P file.
Will it be available in SP file?
No.
But what if I want that in SP file also? Then what I will do?
I have to create, as you say that I have to create SP file from P file.
Correct. That is what I need to do. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whatever changes we have, we will make it in the SP file. Will it reflect in the P file automatically, right?
Again, you are asking the same question. 3 times I have given the answer. Did I not discuss this or not? Then same thing I asked. Same thing I'm telling. Same thing.
Sir, we are new.
So that is why I'm telling. That is the reason I'm telling 3 times. Again, I'll tell you. See, tell me. I started my database with which file now?
P file.
P file. Show parameter processes. PROC What is this count here? Process count.
500.
Okay. Now this 500. Do you think that it is available in SP file?
No.
No. What I need to do? Create SP file from P
P
file.
file.
Then if I start my database with the SP file, what will be the process count?
500.
500. That's the case. Okay. Go through the recordings once. I'll upload that. Okay. And come up with the question by tomorrow. Okay. Let's connect tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye.